In today's video, we're going to be drawing Kid Bluey characters in my style. So let's get straight into the video. The first character we're going to be drawing is Jean-Luc. And I'd like to apologize in advance by saying that I definitely butchered his name wrong, but I don't speak French nor am I French, therefore my French pronunciation is going to be disgusting. By the way, I forgot to mention this at the beginning of the video, but if you couldn't tell, I'm actually sick right now, so that's why my voice sounds a little bit strange. But on to Jean-Luc, I don't really have much to say for him because he was actually the first character that I drew, and you can clearly tell that I had zero idea on what to do. That's also why his pose is very basic. Anyways, here's Jean-Luc all finished. That's all I got. Anyway, we're moving on to character number 2, which happens to be Indy. When I first heard Indy's name, I thought they meant Indy as in indie band, not Indy as in I-N-D-Y. I also didn't know that she has a lot of food restrictions when it comes to eating. And at first I thought maybe it has to do with her species of dog, but nope, it's just Indy. Anyways, here's Indy all finished. The pose that I decided to put on Indy was sort of like a cheese type pose because I don't know, I just felt that it would suit her. Also, I really liked drawing her vest because I really like the colors on the vest, the pink, the blue, and the yellow, if I remember correctly. Anyways, we're moving on to the third and fourth characters, which so happen to be Lila and Bingo. And before you get confused, no, it's not Lilo from Lilo and Stitch, it's Lila from Bluey. Please. The reason I decided to put Lila and Bingo together as opposed to Bluey and Bingo together is because Bluey and Bingo are always together anyway because A, they're siblings. They're always together. And B, when you see promotional images of Bluey, it's either Bluey by herself or it's Bluey and Bingo together. So I decided to put Lila and Bingo together to kind of mix it up. As for the pose, I decided on an excited pose for both of them, almost as if they were anticipating something really good that was going to happen. And the way I displayed this was through their wagging tail, starry eyes, and clenched fists. Ta-da! Here's Lila and Bingo all finished. I have to say, these two are probably one of my top 5 favorites that I've drawn out of this entire collection. I think the selling points for me are the wagging tails and the starry eyes. And the next character on the list is Pom Pom! But back to Pom Pom, I really like her because I like that one episode where she climbs up the seesaw to defeat Bandit with the rest of Bluey and her friends. But I also really like that episode because she gets over that idea of, I'm short, I can't do anything. And I can relate to that so much. Ever since I was little, I was considered the shortest out of everyone I knew. And as a kid, I thought that maybe because I was so short, I probably wouldn't be able to do anything. But here I am now. I'm alive. But anyways, here's Pom Pom all finished. I don't really like this design as much because it was really hard to try and imitate Pom Pom's little like pom-pom-like look, if you know what I mean. I kept making her body more square-like rather than circular, and I don't know why that kept happening. But hey, in the end, I was able to do it. Anyways, we're moving on to the next character, which so happens to be Snickers! Alright, about Snickers. Did they name Snickers after the candy? Was it because of his color palette? Because he's long? I need to know. As for the pose, I decided to give Snickers a flailing pose. And this is because every time Snickers is shown in the show, he's always shown to be falling over. And this is because Snickers is a dachshund, and dachshunds usually have very stubby legs, while their bodies are really long. And because of this, their upper body's really heavy, while their legs are not as heavy. Also, sorry about my drawing on Snickers' hat. I'm not good at drawing countries. Anyways, here's Snickers all finished. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Snickers is probably one of my favorite Bluey characters because A, I really love dachshunds. They're one of my top favorite dog breeds. And B, I just really love his character. He's sweet, he's kind, and whenever he falls over, that gives me a good laugh as well. Now it's time to draw the next character, Buddy. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't remember anything about Buddy because it's been a while since I watched the show, and because of this, it was really hard to come up with a pose for him. So I settled on a more relaxed pose, and to be honest with you, I think it suits him really well. So here's Buddy all finished. Let's just say, I don't have much to say about this one either. So we're moving on to the next character, Lucky. Lucky was also another character I struggled to draw because I didn't know what to do for his pose either. So I just decided to settle on that one default Genshin pose. One thing I will say though is I really like Lucky's yellow color. I mean, they totally could have chosen any other yellow color, but they chose this one, and I really like it. And here's Lucky all finished. I also decided to add the jersey that he wears in that one episode where they're all watching soccer together. Or was it football? I can't remember. And if it wasn't football, but rather rugby, I'm not Australian, so... Alright, so the next two characters we're going to be drawing is also a set pair, and they happen to be... Muffin and Socks. In terms of pose, I had no idea what to do for that pose, so I just made them raise their hands as if they were excited. For Socks, I made her pose as if she was happy, and for Muffin, I made her pose as if she was angry excited. I think that's just something that all toddlers have. I don't know how to explain that. Color scheme wise, I really like both of their color schemes a lot. Maybe it's because I like light grays and blues. Also, I'm realizing this as I'm recording this, but I forgot to color in one of the parts for Socks. It's too late to go back though. I already turned them all into stickers. Anyways, here's Muffin and Socks all finished. I gotta say, maybe it's because they're a set pair just like Lila and Bingo, but I love these two so very much. So much to a point where Muffin is actually on my laptop. And also, I think it's the fact that by default, Socks and Muffin have light grays and blues, which those happen to be some of my favorite colors. Anyways, we're going to be moving on to the last and final character, which happens to be Honey. Out of this entire collection, I think Honey's is my all-time #1 favorite. Firstly, Honey's fur color is just so gorgeous. The shade of yellow that she uses is just absolutely stunning. Secondly, Honey wears glasses, and as a person who wears glasses in real life, I love it when characters have glasses because, I mean, it's relatable. And the third and final reason I love Honey is because Honey is also a Harry Potter fan. And if you're confused, there's actually a Bluey minisode where Honey is featured. And this minisode happens to be called Alongside. And in this minisode, you get to actually see Honey's room. And in Honey's room so happens to be a very familiar poster. Okay, maybe it's not familiar, but rather you might recognize it. So, in order to show that, I decided to turn her book into the first book of Harry Potter. And let's just say this was so much fun to make. By the way, the dog on the front of this book is actually one of my OCs, although I would like to show him now. That's for a future video. So for now, this is the only glimpse that you'll get. Anyways, here's Honey all finished. I gotta say, just like I said at the beginning, Honey is probably my #1 favorite out of this entire collection. She also happens to be one of my top favorite characters, which probably made me more biased when choosing my favorite. And so it ends. This is part 1 of drawing Kid Bluey characters. I would like to apologize by saying that if your favorite Kid Bluey character didn't show up, they're probably most likely going to show up in the second part. And like I said at the beginning, the reason I decided to split this collection into 2 parts is because I did not want to have to make a 30 to 40 minute video. I know a lot of content creators make videos that are 30 minutes, 40 minutes, some even make hour-long videos. But me personally, when it comes to videos that are 30 minutes, 40 minutes, even hour-long videos, after about 20 minutes, I just stop watching the video entirely because it's taking too long. And not only that, one of the things that I do that a lot of content creators don't do is I like to put subtitles in my videos. And let's just say, subtitling these videos take forever. So because of it, when I make videos, I like to have a max of about 15 minutes. And if I'm really stretching it, the video will probably be a max of 20 minutes. Any more than 20 minutes means that I would have to split this video into multiple parts. And the second reason I like to keep my videos at a max of about 15 minutes is because after 15 minutes is about when a lot of viewers stop watching your videos. I don't know if it's because of the brain rot getting to people's brains, or they just get bored of the video. But regardless, around 20 to 25 minutes is probably the max amount of time that people will stay to watch your videos. So that's why for making videos, my max is about 15 minutes. But that's enough yapping from me. I'm sure it was pretty uninteresting. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.